Yo, Nathan, how you doing, man?
Hi, I'm good. It finally worked.
Sir, have you been, man?
I've been pretty good. It's been kind of weird lately with coronavirus, but other than
All right,
that, pretty good. How have you been doing?
nice. Been pretty good, man. Yeah, just with school. Just finished the semester, first year for college. Actually yesterday, so just turning my final papers in, and
Wow.
yeah, I was like working at like a boba shop, but I'm gonna quit like pretty soon, like probably like next month. So, but
Yeah.
besides that, just like man, just pursuing my hobbies, dude. Playing a lot of Warzone, a couple
Yeah,
Fortnite.
me too.
Oh, nice, dope,
I
dope,
actually have my Xbox right next to me.
nice. Yeah, so yeah, just and just like pursuing my hobbies, man. Just playing the drums, walking the dog, going for a run, and just like
Yeah,
playing basketball. So yeah, golfing.
sounds pretty dope.
That's nice. What have you been up to, man?
Well, I too got a job. I'm working
Nice.
at, believe it or not, this place called TJ Maxx. It's like a
All
discount store, and
right,
I'm
all
like
right.
a box guy. So I work in the
Mhm,
back. I process everything. I carry it out, do that kind of stuff.
mhm.
Um, been trying to improve my little um, POS truck. I'm trying to make it better so it can handle all the crap I throw at it.
Gotcha, man. How's it working at TJ Maxx, man? How's it been?
It's nice. I got a bunch of box cuts and stuff, but other than that, it's really nice. The people are really good. I really like who I work with, and I got some of my cross country friends to join me, and we always have a blast. It's super fun.
Hey, that's dope, man. Cool, cool. Um, how's like school and like training been for you, man? Like senior year.
School, in the beginning, it was really good and it was really nice.
Uh,
All online. I had like a 4.07. I was doing super good.
right.
I was cruising. And then after they started doing hybrid,
Uh,
I went Wednesdays, Fridays, and the other half went Tuesdays, Thursdays.
okay.
It just kind of screwed me up. It was so hard to keep up with that. And now, because so many people got COVID, I didn't, thank God. Um, they just shut it down completely again. And so now we're trying to get back up. I have like a 3.6 right now. So it really like dropped, which
Nice.
is fine. I mean, I'm not unhappy with that, but it was just so hard to keep up with that.
Yeah, bet, dude.
Online school sucks
Mhm.
when it's in person one day and then not the next. So there's
Gotcha.
just such a big gap of learning.
Mhm. Yeah, but yeah, for sure. Like definitely like in terms of online schooling, man, you just gotta be diligent in your work, man. Because like it's kind of like different for like, just like in school, and it's like you have to be there and sit down and learn and kind of like have more focus,
Yeah.
and more of like actually doing your work. But like when you're home, man, there's like a lot of distraction too, and just like a lot of things goes on. So you just gotta be like
Yeah. It's like,
work on time management, and just be diligent on it for sure. Yeah.
how are you going to expect me to have my bed right there, my
Uh,
Xbox right here, and you expect me to pay attention to the Zoom call? Come on now.
for sure. Yeah,
Like,
it's hard, but definitely like yeah, I think you're not alone for sure too. It's a lot of students that like I heard like in the news something about like there's a rise of peak of like students struggling in school just through the
oh, yeah, I bet.
mm-hmm.
Just sucks.
Got you. Yo,
I mean,
where you born and from, man?
what?
Where you born and from?
Oh, I was born in Montana.
Oh,
Um, and I was born in Billings, Montana, in Yellowstone County in
okay.
2003. I moved at like a year old over to Seattle, and I
Okay.
lived there until I was like 7, and
Mm,
moved over here to Idaho, where I've been living for the past decade in
mm,
little old Boise.
nice, man.
And yeah, it's pretty much my story.
Got you. Yo, I was
Haven't
wondering
really
like
done much except for running.
got you.
What was that?
Yeah, so I was wondering
No.
like for like this dude, it must be like pretty hard for you like just like not having a season, especially like senior year and just like known as being like number one ranked, and just like
Yeah.
mentally it must be like kind of tough just to like adjust and also just to adapt and like soak that in, man. So like how hard has it been for you, man? Just like moving on and just like adjusting from it.
Honestly, it's really tough because, I built up a lot of respect and hype around my name and what I've done, and Coach Tim and all of his teachings.
Mhm.
And I've tried to amplify those of what he knows how to do as well as I can. And I was really hoping to show it off senior year because it was like, hey, my last season.
For sure.
Like, let's make this thing huge. And it's honestly been really tough. Like, I don't think that, I don't know. It's really hard to react to this kind of stuff because, you know, I couldn't go to nationals because of COVID. Because,
Right.
you know, I have family members that are pretty susceptible, and that would be pretty selfish of me to say, oh, well, it's my senior season, I'm going anyways.
Mhm.
Like, that'd be pretty bad of me, because if they got it and they got super bad and sick, I'd feel terrible.
Right.
So obviously I wasn't in any of the national meets, and seeing all those guys run so fast really like weighed my heart down, honestly.
Dang.
Because I was like, I know that I could be there up with them, because I soloed a 14:54, and
Right.
that was off of like one serious week of training. Like,
Wow.
I was sitting at like 35 miles a week for a while, and then all of a sudden I just pumped out a quick 50-mile week, and then I was just hit the 14:54, and then
Jeez.
I just kind of faded.
Mhm.
Like, I was in there for like a little bit, and my name was like, oh, remember Nathen? And then I just disappeared.
Mhm.
And it just sucks so bad because there's so much talent this year.
Yeah. Right.
Like, you see UWashington just ran a 14:15. Like, I just saw that and I was like, goodness me, that's incredible.
Right.
And like Kamari Miller also ran incredibly fast this year. Judson ran fast. I'm sorry if I'm not mentioning your name. All of you ran fast. Like, it's incredible. And it really sucks that COVID took that away from all of us to not have one true national meet. But believe me, this indoor season and outdoor, it's all gas, no brakes. It's going to be wild.
But for sure, dude. And is that your specialty too? What do you say, like, your best and like your favorite is track, or just like the mile man, or no?
Oh, I'm definitely a mile man.
For sure.
I think that when it comes to 5Ks and stuff, you definitely see my weaknesses, because I've never beat Evan Holland, EJ,
DJ.
in a 5K ever, because he can outpace me.
Got you.
But every single time we step on the track for a mile, I've never lost to him, because I can outrace him.
Mhm.
But that guy is smarter than I am when it comes to the long run, so he always beats me. So I definitely consider myself a track guy. If I can get within 20 meters of you in the final 400, I'll give you a good run for your money.
That for sure. Yeah, I got that insane kick too. Just that speed. Yeah. What do you see, like, you know, like how you mentioned, like looking at other people, like, you know, like racing as well. Well, just an overall general, like not having like an actual season and seeing like other people run like very fast times and having the opportunity, but you just staying back and just being patient, or just like doing your own thing. Like, how do you overcome that thought and that feeling of emotion and the mindset of like, man, like that's tough, dude, and like overcoming that?
Well, honestly, I have this running logbook that I keep, and I just look back at all of my workouts, and to keep myself motivated, I just look back and like think, wow, I was on that little or that much, and I did that insane of a run. Like, I know that that's still within me, but it's honestly really hard, because you know, you see everybody's Strava and they're like doing 26, and it's like, wow.
All right.
It's really, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, you see it and it's really demoralizing, because you're like, wow, I can't keep up with that. And you just kind of feel like the walls are caving in.
Right.
Because you don't really know like how it's going to go for you, because you don't have those in-person races. I don't know.
Got you,
There's
man.
like so many thoughts that go through your head when you see all those like really fast times and you're stuck in Boise, where the next closest competition is like however many hours away and you can't get there.
Right.
Like, but they have competition that's in their hometown. It's just weird.
Sure, man. But dude, like, hey, you're gonna crush it, man. Like, when the time comes, man, just like, hey, man, during that time, man, just doing your own training, man, it's gonna freaking kill it, man. For sure. Looking forward to like all the insane things you can accomplish, man. Is it not too bad in Idaho for COVID, or how's it been up there, man?
Oh, it's terrible in Idaho. Oh, it's so bad. Oh, it's so bad. I wish that we were one of the better states about, you know, wearing masks and being good, but no, it's terrible in Idaho.
Oh dang.
Oh, we're one of the worst hot spots in America.
Oh wow.
So
Gotcha.
it's really, really hard to, do stuff
Mhm.
and feel safe about it.
Mhm.
And it's really hard to like get with friends and run because,
Right.
You never know.
Mhm.
It's been pretty on edge
Mhm.
since the start.
Gotcha. Would you say like you're pretty used to just running by yourself, man? Because like just like around maybe like your speed level and training, or like or not?
Well, usually I'd run with at least one guy. In my previous years, it was Zach Gary. He was a pretty close friend of mine. He still is. He's actually back in town. We've ran a little bit together. And then it was Quincy Ellis, really good runner, really good friend of mine also. And, Jimmy Lee, also a really good friend of mine. This is like my best friends.
Gotcha.
So right now it actually is kind of weird. I've been trying to sneak runs in with them and, get some good training in, some high volume, but it's really hard because
Yeah.
you don't know all the time.
Right.
And yeah, it has been hard training by myself because I'm not motivated by myself. Like, I'm not going to lie and say, oh, I'm the most motivated guy ever. I do all my core and all my stretching and I do my miles and I round up. Like, no. It's hard for me to get out the door sometimes,
Oh yeah, for sure.
especially when there's nobody there to meet you. So this
Exactly.
stuff has been hurting me.
Mhm.
COVID has beat me around the block.
Mhm. Yeah, I definitely resonate to just man, just like so much like a lot more easier just in terms of like running with people and just getting the runs like getting it down and just doing the cores and all this stuff,
Yeah.
small little things. But man, just like when it comes down to just by yourself, man, just really gotta keep on things checked, man. It's pretty difficult for sure, man. I
Yeah.
bet.
Well, like
Um,
it just makes it harder because like me and my coach, we can't really talk as
right.
much.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
So it really makes it hard. Like if I had a coach that was like, hey, get on it,
Mhm.
I'd be running through it like it was nothing. But it's
Right.
just so hard because there's so many barriers right now.
Right. And also like there's no races too, so like you can
Yeah.
so
Really doesn't make it any easier.
right, just the mental battle and just the right mentality for sure. I was wondering, like, what's your story, man? Like, how did you get into running? And I swear you play soccer too, right? Like everybody
I
else?
don't play
Oh,
soccer.
you
I've
don't?
never played
Oh,
soccer.
wow. Okay, it's either like soccer, dude, like everybody plays, or just like, or like sometimes like basketball. But man, like
Oh,
literally like
really?
99%, like, dude, all timers play soccer, dude. It's crazy. I think you're like,
Yeah.
maybe,
I actually had a way different version of that.
oh, okay.
I used to be in football
Oh,
and I played little league football with my good buddies and we're still friends to this day and it's been like forever. But, everybody got bigger and I just kind of stayed the same.
mhm.
And then like my 8th grade year of football, they put me in a quarterback. I could throw the ball all right. I wasn't the greatest,
Mhm.
but then they were kind of like, oh, you're actually kind of fast. Let's just run you all the time. So I turned into like the middle school version of Lamar Jackson, but I was terrible. And one thing led to another. And there I was with my hamstring just in the worst pain ever. I had several concussions that season. Like I got beat so bad. And then I was just talking with my grandma and she's like, well, what's one thing you can do better than anybody else? Like, you're just not big enough for that. And I was like, well, I can run. And she was like, well, there's your answer. You're going to start running. And that's just how it went.
Dang.
And then I just started running. And, Lexi Halliday, the Idaho legend herself, we went to the same middle school.
Oh, okay.
And just watching her dominate the mile and just be so like purely involved in like in what she does and like invested and just all in just really inspired me. And I decided that I wanted to do middle distance. But everybody thinking that, oh, well, you're just fast, like just do hurdles. Obviously, I kept hurdles around. So I did hurdles up until 9th grade and I pop in every now and then just to give it a little kiss on the cheek. And yeah, so I thank Lexi for getting me into the mile and middle distance. And then I was actually going to play football in 9th grade. And then Zach, the one and only, was like, nah, you're running cross country. And I was like, I just can't. Like, I'm not meant for that. And he was like, you don't have a choice. I didn't ask. I was telling. Oh, wow. And, he would ask me like every single day, the entire year, like if I was going to join. And then one day I came and I just never left. I love cross country. Thanks, Zach.
Interesting story, man. It's like not a typical story normally here. Wow. It's like if you did not get injured and well, maybe just do the frost off football, like do you think you might as like maybe not find that passion or that talent you have in running, or would you just maybe figure it out and join, or just stay with football?
Man, if I would have stayed with football, I think that probably would have been the worst decision of my life. Because there's no way I would be this passionate about running still, because I would still be stuck in like the mile and down instead of going up. Like the mile is where I'd probably cap it off,
Sure.
And yeah, dropping football was probably one of the hardest but best decisions of my life, because I grew up with football. That's all that I had ever known. And everybody loves football. If you don't, then I guess that's your thing. But I love football a lot. Yeah. And every day or every time that I think about it, it's like, man, I wish that I could put the football pads on again. But then I remember, oh, right. State champion. Like I have great friends in cross country that made me what I am.
Sure.
And it just reminds me of all that I should be thankful for.
For sure, man.
Goodness.
I was wondering, what do you see is like the most fulfilling and like rewarding part of like being a runner from your experience?
Oh, that's a tough answer.
Yes, sir.
Take
your time, man.
I'd say that the greatest part for me is being able to show off what Coach Tim has put into me and show off everything that I've learned from all the different runners that I've ran with. Because, when I first got into running, I was dumber than a rock. I didn't know how to race. I didn't know how to run. But, Siad Matan, one of our older runners, he was like, hey, get your shoulders back, learn how to race. Like, let's go through the motions of sitting and kicking. Let's go through the motions of like being patient with your running and trusting in the process that Tim is putting out for you. And Siad trusted Coach Tim so much that I was like, okay, I'm going to do that too. And as soon as I went all in on Tim, it was clicked. Tim is a really good coach, and it really is awesome to show off what he can do when he has all that he wants, And with Zach, it's just awesome because he's like my best friend. So like I get a new pair of spikes and I'll be like, all right, I'll give them to you because I'm still wearing my other ones. So he has my Nike Elite pair of spikes because he did well in a race, and I was like, you've earned them. Honestly, these are yours now. Like when I win, he wins. And it's just really awesome because I remember NXR my sophomore year. I was coming up the final hill on the Bob Furman or the NXR course. Okay. I know it as the Bob Furman course. Coming up the final hill, I was in like 15th place. And I looked at Zach with just the most dead face I could. I was like, dude, I can't. And he gave like the most disappointed face that I've ever seen him give. And just like, hey, it's okay. Passed and finished in second place. And just to see his excitement, that was very fulfilling for me. Nice. To know that I had done enough for him at least.
Nice. That's what's up, man, for sure. What you say is like the biggest first, like what year would you say like you matured in like running and really like grown and like really understand what running was, or just as a runner?
Well, to be honest, I feel like it was probably late sophomore track season.
Okay.
Or not track season, cross country season. Because freshman year, I did not race cross country because I broke my hip.
Oh, dang.
So that's awkward. Yeah, I didn't race at all my freshman year. I had like one race, and then I broke my hip mid-race. So that was my season.
Mhm.
And then freshman year, I came out undefeated in the mile.
Mhm.
And then I went to the Portland Track Festival, and I won that because Siad was like, hey, sit and kick. Like, let's make sure you know what you're doing. And I actually beat EJ for that one.
The mile?
Yeah, that was the first time I'd ever met and EJ, and that guy, scary as hell. Oh my goodness. Because everybody was talking about him like,
Yeah.
this guy is the guy to beat. This is the guy that's going to win. Like, this
Right.
guy is going to be like something crazy. And I was like, oh, all right. He's just tall.
Oh, he's big.
And yeah, I got super nervous.
Mhm.
And then Siad was just like, hey, once that gun goes off, you're not going to feel anything. And I remember he was right, calmed down, went out and raced. And that was the first time I was featured on Mile Split.
Wow.
I remember that because Coach Tim shared it with me. He was like, look at how cool you are.
Dang.
But I learned a lot from that. And then going into my sophomore season of cross, I really matured because I was put into some pretty big races with some pretty big people.
Mhm.
And I learned really quick what it's like to finish on empty.
Mhm.
And, I was put into the Bob Furman race with like I was probably like 5'10", like 100 and I want to say like 26 to like 133 pounds. Like I was small. Like now I'm like 5'10", like 145.
Okay.
So I've gained some weight since then, but I was like done. I was completely wiped, but I learned a lot from that race because even though I had finished third,
Mhm.
I had raced so poorly that it was embarrassing, like for me, because I kept hearing Tim like, don't do this, and don't do this, but you should do this. And I did everything he told me not to do.
Oh.
And it just, some Hail Mary miracle, I wound up in third place.
Gotcha.
And that was a really defining race because it wasn't just the Idaho boys that I was racing. It was like all the incredible athletes from Utah, and Bob Furman attracts everybody. So after that race, I'd say that I really matured.
Mhm.
And then after Brooks PR, I think that was my sophomore year, I think that was a really big race for me because I don't know what was going through my head, but I tried to kick with like 500 meters left.
Oh, dang.
That was a mistake. My last 100 meters was like 18 seconds. Just like, it was slow. Oh, wow. It was so bad. So I think I matured most from the ones that I didn't do well on. And those were all in my sophomore year. And then junior year, I had that heart problem. So that kind of limited my experiences with running. And, NXR was just kind of a repeat. I just kind of followed through the motions of the year before. I just kind of kicked right at the hill and just kind of put my head down and tried to get through it. So yeah, I learned a lot from sophomore year, I think, but you learn something new from racing every time you watch something.
Right. And you experience and you race too.
Yeah.
For sure.
There are so many experiences that I'm like, wow, could have played that so much better, but I didn't.
Right. That's where it's like, but that's like what it's about, man. It's just like where you learn the most.
Yeah.
From, like your failures or just like the mistakes or some of the bad races too, and that's how you grow and learn.
Yeah, seriously.
So why didn't you listen to your coach of all the things he told you to do?
Dude, I don't even know. I was so like hyped up on whatever I was sophomore year. I was just I was so stupid. I was like, oh, well, this is just like another race. Like, cause I've never really been in a big race. Like not anything like Bob Furman.
Right.
So I was just like, oh, these are just like Idaho boys. I'll just go out with them, hang with it, out kick them. Wrong. That is not how that works when you're racing smart guys.
Right.
Because all those guys had a couple years of experience over me. and they were like tough, gritty, just completely all in runners, and they were ready to win. They were ready to fight to win. And I didn't like really realize it until we were going into like the second mile, and I was like, man, I should have listened.
Sure.
And yeah, that was a mistake. That's another way that I learned. Don't ever second guess Tim. When he says jump, you don't say how high. You ask for how high he wants you to jump.
Gotcha.
You ask for the exact specifications.
Gotcha. So would you say EJ is like your biggest rival around you in Oregon?
Well, in cross country, actually, yeah, he's definitely the guy that I would look for. I don't know. He's a rival of sorts, but like when his team made it to NXR, like they all came, I had a pasta feed with them. Like I went over to their Airbnb and we ate dinner.
Oh, cool.
I had him try on my cowboy boots, and yeah, we had a good time.
Nice.
Like I wouldn't call him my rival so much as I'd call him like just my like an idol. Because actually, don't listen to that, EJ. Don't inflate your head. Get out of here. Yeah, EJ is just like, he's so full of like wisdom, and he's so full of like,
yeah, for sure,
knowledge. He's like a big brother. I mean, I've roomed with him a couple times at NXN and Brooks PR, and you know, there's a lot to learn from that guy. And but yeah, I think that we're I guess you would call it a rivalry, because he always beats me in cross, but I always beat him in track.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah, so I guess we are.
Guy, man. Yeah, met him at NXN. Well, I actually did a interview with him and had a great conversation with him. And like you said, like he has you know, a lot of wisdom too, and it's like a lot, especially so much knowledge and just learning as well.
Yeah.
Sure. But
yeah,
dope guy, man. It was great meeting him.
Everybody that like looks at him is like, oh, that guy must be like full of himself. He's actually not. He's one of the most humble guys I've ever met.
Right, it's very nice.
He just knows his worth. There's a difference.
Humble too.
He knows what he's worth, and he knows what he can do, but he's definitely not cocky. Like, I just say that because I like making fun of him for it.
Gotcha. What do you say is like the biggest challenge that you experienced, like, and like overcame from your experience in high school?
Oh, definitely my heart.
Okay.
I had this thing called early repolarization, and that's directly linked with sudden cardiac death. So, you know, being in running, that's pretty big. Actually, being in any sport, that's a pretty big deal. Right. If you're going all out. That's why I pulled out of Furman last year.
Oh, okay.
Is because my heart just like clocked out.
Oh, damn.
That was definitely the hardest thing, because, you know, I was like, the doctor said like I came as close as I could have to dying without actually dying.
Oh, wow.
Like I was like face to face with, you know, losing my life, and I walked away, and here I am back in it by the grace of God. But it's just like, that was definitely my hardest thing, because I had never really feared for my career until then. And I really felt like I was about to lose everything. And, you know, it was really hard because they didn't know what was going on, because it's like there's so little research done on it. It's like, well, we're going to give you a prescription of Gatorade and hope you feel better. Like I was literally prescribed Gatorade. Like, what? And that was definitely the hardest thing, because when I came back, I didn't know if I was going to, you know, die or not. And that was really scary for me, because, I mean, it's not a light topic. It's not just like, oh, well, I could just break my leg or I'll come back. It's like, no, like you could die. Like this could be your last race. Is this really how you want to go? And I just decided like, well, it's either here or there. So like there's no way that I could not get away from running. So it's either at the course or, you know, a couple years down the road when I have a heart attack or something. And I went all in, and I came out better than ever. I don't know what happened or why it went away, but it did. And it was really just like another one of those Hail Marys, just being in the right place at the right time, I guess. And that was probably the hardest thing, because it was just so scary. And I'm not really scared of much, but that terrified me. Like, I'm scared of clowns, sometimes scared of snakes, but like that was just like terrifying. Ugh.
Yeah.
Thinking about death is just scary. Ugh.
Right. Hey man, thanks for being open to share, man. Appreciate it. But
Yeah.
it's awesome that like great to hear that like it went away and you don't it doesn't feel like anymore, or like it's all good. It's a lot better.
It's kind of funky, because like there's like this definite feeling like right here, like right before Furman happened.
Uh-huh.
It was like right here, like here started to like light up in pain, and then it just like spread into my heart. And it was just like somebody had just taken a hot metal glove and just squeezed and just like just ripped it out, and it was just like yeah, I thought I was gonna die, I'll be honest. I definitely thought that was the end. But every now and then, like, I'll feel like the top of my heart like just like beating. And normally, like, I don't know, most people don't feel their heart beating, I'd say, but yeah, I could feel mine. And every time it happens, I just kind of like slow down. I just kind of take a breath and let it go away and get back into it.
Gotcha. How about for like races? Is it fine or?
Well, I haven't really. I mean, when I ran the 14:54, it definitely was like I could start to feel it, but I was just like, man, I'm on pace to sub 15. Like, I'm not giving this up. I can't give it up. So I focused on my feet and just ignored all of the pain in my body. Because I could, like, the field that we ran in, there was a part with like acorns in it and rocks. Okay. So I just focused on like how many acorns I could feel on my feet. I counted like somewhere in the 40s. And yeah, I just completely ignored it. And then I collapsed at the finish line, and my girlfriend just splashed some nice ice water on me. And that's like a natural reset, apparently. I don't know how, but it is. And then I was right as rain, which was awesome. Found a cheat code.
Gotcha. What do you say is like how have you like grown as a person from that, like that adversity and that difficulty?
Well, I learned that nothing is for certain. I learned that no matter how good you think you are, there's always something that's going to hold you back. And, you know, there's just a lot to be learned from that, like how much you can have, but how quickly it can be taken, and how you have to really appreciate it. Because, you know, I appreciate running and I love what it's given me, but I didn't realize how much it meant to me until I realized that I might lose it. And I think that that's what I learned, is to not be so like, oh, well, I'm showing up to this meet, so obviously I'm going to do well. Like, I think that was my attitude going into Bob Furman. And I think that was a huge learning part, was like, yeah, you thought you were going to do something really crazy, didn't you? Well, that's what ended up happening. And I think I've just grown, because I don't expect to win everything anymore. Like, I understand that there's always going to be somebody that will challenge me and possibly beat me. And if that doesn't happen, something else crazy could happen. So it's really like, just really hard to not appreciate what I have now. Like, thanking everything that's in the universe and the world that I have in my life still, and I still can run. Just learn to really appreciate what I have.
Yeah, man. Gotcha. I was wondering, like you do, man. Like, you got so many like amazing experiences, man. Like in terms of like NXM, Brooks PR, New Balance. I was like wondering, like, what we see is like the biggest highlight and like the biggest, memorable from like all your careers, from your experience from high school running.
You know, surprisingly, I think my highlight I think is my. Are we talking like the most memorable thing, like the most growth worthy thing, or like the coolest meet?
Hey, both, man.
Okay, I'll do both then.
All right, sounds
The
good.
coolest meet was probably NXN last year because I got Nico Young to crowd surf, and that was awesome.
Wait, what's up?
I got Nico Young to crowd surf.
Oh,
It was awesome, and I loved it. He showed up to like the mosh pit dance floor that's after the race at the hotel, and I was like, Nico, you have to do this for me. And he was like, dude, I don't know. And I was like, Nico, you have to. Nico, please, Nico. And I just was like, you have to. And then he was like, all right, fine, I'll do it. Because, Nico's still pretty cool. And then we were chanting and throwing him up in the air and bouncing him up and down. And it was so much fun. That guy is such a gem. I love that guy. Mm-hmm. And then another really fun part about that was I wrestled Cole Sprout.
Oh, Cole.
Yeah, it was really fun. What?
Where at? Or the party? Or
yeah, still at the party. There was just this big circle of people. And there was like these two guys wrestling, and it wasn't really that cool. So then I called out Cole, and I was like, hey, in the ring right now. And he's like, no, I won't. Like, I don't want to. And then somebody threw a dollar bill in, and he was like, somebody hold my glasses. And
who won?
Well, I'm kind of bigger than he is, so I had an advantage.
Okay.
But I won, but I let him keep the dollar. It was pretty good. It was pretty good, though. He had me in a couple good spots where I was like, man, I don't know if I'm going to get out of this. And then I wrestled. I can't even remember who it was. Just some random, like, young kid. And I don't know who he was, so I'm going to say I wrecked that guy. I wrecked him. Like, he thought that he could get me, but I like spider leg. I like pushed his arms and legs to the side and like pinned him. And then he like tried to flip around, and that was a huge mistake because I got my arms around his and pushed his shoulder blades in. So he was like pigeon like that.
Okay.
I just got him to the ground and I won that one. And then I wrestled Connor Olson. That was hard because he's like 4 inches taller than me. Okay. And he just has so much muscle. And that was like after the huge crowd had dissolved. It was just like me, him, and some of his friends, and that was intense. Oh, low battery. That's stupid. Freaking Apple. That was like the other wrestling matches were like 3 minutes, maybe. That one was like 10 to 15 minutes.
Oh, wow.
It was long. And I like barely won. And I think it's just because I think he was just kind of giving up. He was like, man, this is never going to end. And I was just like hyped up on some sugar because whenever I have sugar, it's like bad. I get crazy. And it was just nuts. Like that was the longest wrestling match I've ever been a part of. And then the most memorable experience, like the one I've learned from the most, is definitely my state 2-mile freshman year, because I was predicted to win. And I was going into it, I was like, man, I don't really like the 2-mile, but I'm gonna do it. And I was coming down. No, don't allow. Stop it. I plugged it into my computer, and it's like, allow them to access your photos. No, I don't want you to access my photos. Thanks, though. And I was coming into like the last 200 meters of the race, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've got this. Because I had like a 200-meter gap on this guy. His name is Stetson Moss. He runs for BYU now. He's a great guy. He's a great competitor. He was my rival in Idaho. Oh, okay. Definitely, like hands down. That guy was insane. And he beat me by 0.05. Like snagged me at the line. Jeez. And that's what I learned from the most. Like, you're not running a 3,200. You're running a 3,209. Like, you're running through the line. You're racing to finish through the line. You're not racing to the line. You're racing past the line. And that's something my coach Norman taught me. Like, hey, you're not racing what you think you are. You're racing farther. And that's probably my most cherished memory. Big learning curve.
Sure. Dude, the party sounds fun, dude. I shouldn't just listen to what you're sharing, man. I should have went, dude. It's like I probably could have. Yeah, I could have went, but I'm like, I was just like, I was with my mom and my twin brother, Jason. I think, yeah, he said he met you. I think it was NXN, yeah. So like,
Yeah,
we're just tired. I'm like, I was like, should I go? But I'm like,
dude, you
I,
should have. It
I should
was
have,
so
man.
much fun.
But I decided to go get some tacos afterwards, man. I was like, dude,
Ugh.
I think I'll just call it a night and like, and maybe like I don't know. I just kind of maybe like didn't feel like I belonged there too, because like, not a runner, but like I went there for like media. But I'm like, hey, I think looking back, man, I should took the opportunity to went.
You should have, because I think some media coverage in that thing is needed. Because that stuff, like, it's not like a crazy like college party, but it certainly is a lot of fun. Because it's just like you see like Nico Young in there, and you're like, I didn't know that that guy was even capable of crowd surfing and doing crazy stuff.
No,
Like, because you just don't see that out of people. Because all you ever see is their game face. All you ever see is them
the interviews.
quote Caitlin Tuing us. I
Oh,
remember when I heard that, and I was like, man, Nico disrespected us so hard that they had to come up with Caitlin Tui because how she beat people by like minutes. I was like, man, we suck.
got
Just
you.
kidding. Everybody who raced NXN was incredible.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think that
Nico
was
Young
like,
just,
yeah, I'll say last year Anything was definitely like I think in my opinion like the fastest class for like 2020 for sure. Like
oh yeah,
just so stacked and most I think the
yeah,
most like, yeah, accomplished and fastest and in terms of girls too as well. It's crazy.
yeah. I've seen those like debates, like which one's faster, 2020, 2021, or 2022.
Uh,
2020 would beat the living heck out
yeah,
of
for sure.
anybody in
Oh,
any
yeah.
other class. Like if
Oh, yeah.
we put up like a varsity, like boys, girls against boys and girls from 2020 and had like a triple header meet,
Oh, yeah.
2020 would win.
Hands down.
There's no doubt in my mind because you got Cole Sprout, EJ, Nico, Matt, Strangio. You have
Leo.
Cruz, you have Leo. Like, there isn't as much media coverage on them. I'm sorry, ladies. But like, oh, Fiona Max.
Yeah.
I know
Like
her pretty
Marley,
well. Like,
Hart, like Claire, like
yeah,
so many. Mm-hmm.
Caitlin Tui herself.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
just like
2010.
all that crap.
Yeah,
And
Taylor,
like,
you were. Mm-hmm.
yeah, and you look at like the boys from 2021, like, yeah, we're all pretty good. I'll admit there's some pretty good racers out there, but I don't think that like because Cole Sprout, Leo, and Nico are all under 14, 15, and we only have one guy that can get there, and that's Justin.
Okay.
So that's awkward.
Mm.
Oh, and there's Ryan. Ryan Shoppy also ran sub 14, 15. So they'd go 1 through 4 in a 5K, and that would suck for us. And yeah, they'd win.
Yeah, I
They'd
think
win.
like, but I'll say like the field for NXN 2020 or 20.
Yeah, because the top 10 were all seniors.
Oh, they were okay. Got you.
Yeah, the top 10 were all 2021 graduates.
Mhm. Okay.
And then there was me at 11, and then 12 was another senior, and then 13 was Tristan Merchant from Anchorage,
Okay.
and he's in my class.
Okay.
And then 14 was Ryan Shoppy. I can't remember from then on.
Maybe, dude. Maybe
I've
like
hit my head a couple times since NXN. I've forgotten a couple stuff, a couple things.
Maybe I'll check out maybe the party next time I'm gonna go to NXN. But yeah,
Yeah,
it sounds
they
fun.
won't have the party animals, but
So
hopefully there'll be somebody cool.
And I think it's great, which is to like meet new people and talk and just get to know more people for sure, and like talk to
Yeah.
them and just like they're all more like chill because like it's after the race now. So, but I heard from like Fiona, man, like she said it was fun. So
Yeah, it always is fun.
I was wondering like yeah, how's it like your experience for NXN, man?
Dude, every year I went into that race thinking like this is just gonna be like Bob Furman. Like, especially my sophomore year, I went in thinking like, oh, like this is just gonna be like Bob Furman because of the hill and stuff, and it just like smacked me upside the head and gave me a wake up call because it's nothing like you've ever experienced before unless you've ran it. But like the mud just like adds a whole new element.
Oh yeah, dude.
And like, you think that the final hill is the one that gets you the most, but it's that back really long hill
Oh,
that just takes you out. Well, for me personally, like I'd be sitting in like top 15. I'd go across that loop. I'd be coming through like 50th. I'd be like,
oh, damn.
I'm dying.
Mm.
Like that was always probably the hardest part. And but other than that, it was really awesome. Like I still have the spikes from last year's NXN, and
Oh, man. Sick.
I don't actually have anything in my room. It's all like in my closet. But I have like
Just
all the
dope, yeah.
stuff that I've gotten from NXN still. And I have some of the stuff framed. And you walk away with just so many good memories.
Oh, yeah,
Like
for sure.
you get a ton of experience from it, like just from racing and being there, and you get to meet a ton of cool people, and
For sure.
it's honestly just a great experience.
Yeah, dude. Like, I can resonate some, as well, because like I'm not even a runner, dude, but like just going there is like for media, or just going there and like, experiencing a lot of it. Like also with like the media pass stuff like that, man, it's like such a dope experience, and
Yeah.
your opportunity like for like just to meet new people, and able to build a lot of relationships, and just connect to people, and just meet new people from like all different places around the United States. So and it's like meeting the pros too. I know you guys like get some
Yeah.
food and talk to them and just get some word of wisdom, and and just like, dude, like it was so fun for me too. Just like, dang, that's like definitely like one of the highlight of the year, and I miss it too.
Yeah.
Great experience.
It definitely was pretty cool.
Nice. How's the food at Nike headquarters? Pretty good, or?
Oh my gosh, it's to die for. Oh my goodness. When I went for elite camp,
Huh?
like I usually don't watch what I eat unless I'm going to like serious places, like serious meets and stuff.
Got you.
I was supposed to watch what I eat. Like I mentally was like, yeah, you probably should. I didn't. Once I started eating, I was like, dude, I can't stop. But the food is just, oh, it's so good. They made like this grilled teriyaki chicken,
Oh, I
like
heard
the
from
stuff
that.
you get at Panda Express.
Yeah.
But it was like, it was so good. I don't even know how to describe it. The food is awesome. The desserts are awesome. They just don't miss.
Yeah, I wanted to try it too, because like after the like the ceremonies or like the events, right? Like then you guys like head over to like to the like, like the cafeteria. I'm like, but I was thinking about like going there too, and like want to try it, but I'm like, dude, like it's pretty strict too. I was like looking around, I was like waiting outside, but I'm like, dude, it's wait like it's only for like, I think some media does maybe, but there's like a little like a
Dude,
security guard right in front of the door checking for like wristbands and stuff like that.
you should have just talked to me, dude. I would have gotten you a plate.
Oh,
I
dang.
so would have. After the race,
Uh-huh.
I picked up like 12 cookies. And
Oh.
like I walked by so many people like trying to hide them, but it was just so obvious. I got so many stares, and I shared them with so many people. I probably ate like 5 of them still, but
Okay.
like I got looks from like the pros and different athletes, like all sorts of people. Got back to my table, and EJ was just like, Nathen, we leave you alone for 10 seconds. What is going on? And I was like, dude, race is over.
Right.
It's my time to carbo load for winter.
What do you think, like the people, like the plates on like the food on like on the plates like got a lot bigger after like the like for dinner that night?
Oh yeah. Me personally, I packed on so much food. Like
What
the
was
night
it?
before was like kind of conservative, but after that it was just
Yeah, I bet.
everything you could eat because it's buffet.
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, I saw so much food after that.
What kind of food was there?
The night before was like spaghetti. It was like spaghetti themed. So like there's a bunch of different pastas. There was macaroni, there was chocolate milk, there was regular milk, there was water, orange juice, apple juice.
Got you.
There was a bunch of different stuff. And then the night after, it was just like when you get back from the race, they have this huge buffet in the hotel, and it's like, in the hotel they have the huge buffet after the race, and you get like ice cream, brownies, mac and cheese, pizza, like anything you want is there. And then when you get to the Nike headquarters later for closing ceremonies, it's like much of the same. It's like macaroni. There's like salads. There's tacos.
Got you.
There was, I can't remember what they're called. Like fajita. I think that's what they're called. There were those. There was like a bunch of cookies. There was more brownies. There was like bottles of chocolate milk. It was awesome. It was just like a cheat day.
Got you. Yo, dude, you have like 30 more minutes of time to talk, or
Yeah.
with that? Got you. Thank you, man. Yeah, dude. Like, and also like I realized like the security is like crazy strict, like at NXN.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
even like,
oh my gosh.
even you wearing like NXN gear, you still need that wristband, man. Like, and it looks so hectic. Like, remember, like right after like the ceremony, like everybody's like stampeding like just the door. And it's like a whole like long group of people just trying to get through the door, get to the bus.
I know this is technically illegal, but because I can't go to NXN again, don't really care. Sneaking out of your room and sneaking into other people's rooms, impossible. That shit is
really?
Sorry. That crap is impossible. Don't try it. I'm serious. You'll get in so much trouble. Like, it is so hard to sneak around. To anybody that watches this that goes to NXN and thinks of sneaking out, don't do it. Like, they'll give you a warning, and of course you're gonna ignore the warning. Like, who's gonna listen to a slap on the hand? But then, like, after that, they're like they watch your door. Like, they'll be ready for you. It's scary. And like, I think if you're gonna, for any runner that's gonna, listen to this and be at Brooks PR or NXN, Brooks PR is the meet to sneak around at, because I fell asleep and some not a random guy, I knew his name. Like, I knew him from the race.
Okay.
I fell asleep on the dresser of this guy's a hotel room. And I fell asleep there, woke up at like 2 a.m. and went back to my hotel room. EJ was passed out in the bed. He didn't come. But like, there was like Joe, there was Jance, and a bunch of different guys in there. And like, we were all just hanging out and having a good time. And then I fell asleep because like I sat on the dresser for a second and then I just woke up, went back to my room, woke up again at like 7, got on my flight. So I think if you're going to do it at Brooks, because Brooks is a lot more lax. And to the people of Brooks, don't watch this because that's not fair.
So the like the hospitality room, right? Craig Angles and St. Clair Johnston, they got stopped by the security because they didn't have a wristband. But
are you serious?
I know. I was shook. I was like, wait. I was like, hold on. It's like, dang, that's
you don't
crazy.
know the mullet man.
I know. I mean, like, these are Nike pro runners, and they can't even have access to the hospitality room. But man, the security guard I'm pretty sure he didn't know who they are. So
probably not.
Yeah, I mean, if you know, of course you let them in. But yeah, I just want to share that, man. That was crazy when I saw that.
Yeah, dude, security there was always tight. It was so hard because I was like, man, I'm just gonna sneak around and play some hotel games with my friends. Wrong. So we're not gonna do that. You're going to get in trouble.
Is that for like curfew time, or like just in general? You can't like leave room and go around.
No, it was a curfew thing. Like, it was like after like 10, I think, or 12.
Oh, okay.
Like, after then, they were like, nah, you're not leaving.
Do they still stay there like at 11?
Oh yeah, no, they're there the whole night. They pay those people to be there the entire night until you leave.
Yeah, even like at 2 a.m., 3? Jeez.
Yeah. Crazy. It was crazy. I was appalled that those people were that determined.
Dang, that money, investment. Man. I was wondering, how's your experience for Brooks PR, man? Like, I was planning to see this from like last year for senior. I was trying to go NXN, Foot Locker, and I was very blessed and grateful to go both of them. But I was like one more Brooks PR, which I really wanted to go. But of course, COVID. But like, how's your experience, man? It looks so dope, dude. Like, so much fun as well.
Brooks PR was a lot of fun, but I kind of associate it with a bad memory because I did so poorly.
Wow.
Like, okay, don't get me wrong. 4:06, incredible time, especially as a sophomore.
Oh, dang, for sure.
Like, I was like 16.
Okay.
And that was awesome. I can't even be mad with that, but yeah, kind of bitter. But other than that, honestly, it was so much fun, like going through the Brooks headquarters, because they're like pure running. Like Nike has like, they have soccer and football and lacrosse and tennis and all those different sports.
Mhm.
Like Brooks is like just running. So it was really cool to see like all the developments that they're doing with shoes.
Mhm.
Because, you didn't really get to see that at Nike. But at Brooks, it was like, we're going to show you all of our prototypes
Uh-huh.
and we're going to show you like how we're developing this and the room we do it in and how we decide how to develop it.
Got you.
And then you get to like the Dempsey indoor track to warm up in, and it's so awesome. Like being on the UW campus is so cool. It is so cool. Obviously, I'm going to UW, so, but I'm not even biased because that was before I even signed.
Oh yeah,
It was
for sure.
awesome. I thought it was one of the coolest things that I've ever done, and like, yeah, it was just awesome. There was no negative other than me running like I was a freshman.
Nice. Yeah, dude. Like, yeah, I heard. Did you see the runners page? Like, they had like a series for Washington, like a different episode. Have you seen?
Yeah, all their training logs.
Right. Yeah, I saw like the facility's beautiful, man. Like really nice, and I think they like got a new facility around the like little lake thing or that, right? Like, yeah. Is it new? Do you know?
I'm not completely sure.
Okay, but yeah, it looks dope, dude. Like,
Yeah,
check
but
it out.
it's so cool.
For sure. But dude, I was wondering so NXM didn't like show you like, I mean, besides like the hospitality room, they showed you like a couple like cleat or maybe like some flats and stuff like that. But besides that, like they didn't show you around like different. I mean, if you wanted to, man, like can you check out like other buildings or not?
Well, technically the Nike campus is an open campus, so you can go anywhere.
I mean,
But
inside.
because they were responsible for us, we could not.
Okay. I mean, like if you
Because
want
they
to check
didn't
out
want
like the weight room or something like that.
we could not, but
Oh.
during elite camp, we were in a me and who was with me? Oh dang it. Oh shoot. Oh, I'm blanking. Oh my gosh. Okay, me and one other of the guy athletes were in a hot tub with frick.
What's
I
the
think his
first
name
one? Do you
is
know?
something Murphy. Clayton.
Clayton? Or no? Wait. No, wait.
I'm pretty sure it's Clayton.
No, that's a pro. What is it? Wait, what year is he? What grade?
I don't know. No, like the professional athlete that was in the pool with
Oh,
us.
Clayton Murphy is in Nike runner. Yeah. Runner.
Yeah, he was in the hot tub with us. But I'm
Oh,
trying to remember who the high school athlete was. I was the only junior
okay.
that went, or sophomore that went. Everyone else was above me. Oh gosh, I can't remember his name. I'm sorry. But we were in there and we like looked at him and we were like, wait a minute. You have the Olympic logo tattooed on you. That is interesting. I'm pretty sure that I recognize you. And then we just like kind of sat there for a second and I was like, oh, you're that guy. And he was like, yeah, I'm that guy. I was like, I'm going to sink down in my little corner here and not talk to you for the rest of the time because I'm nervous.
Was he pretty quiet or was he like?
Well, he was on his phone and he's pretty friendly. I mean, it wasn't like hey, don't talk to me. I just got super shy and nervous and I was like, I'm scared.
The beast, man, for sure. 800. Got you. Nice. Now I remember like I was talking with I don't know if you know like Gabe Best from Great Oak. Like I think like one of the years he said like they were able to like to shoot some hoops at one of the facility in the building at Nike, which was
Yeah.
here. But I was just curious.
I wasn't able to do that.
Because I think the group leader chaperone was nice enough. Dude, I should have like asked you because I was spending a lot of time in the headquarters, like when you guys were like eating stuff like that. I should just ask one of the like because when you go in the building, I think some buildings you can't because you need an ID from outside, but some that you can go inside and there's like a front desk. I should like introduce myself and ask like if I can get a tour or something or check around. I think
Dude, you just gotta send it.
Right.
I mean, you're only going to be at the headquarters so many times in your life. You just got to go for it because there's so many cool things to do there.
Right. And I think
you just got to dive in head first. Worst they can say is no.
Exactly, man. Yeah, because like, and I think they'll be a little more lenient because about like NXN and mentioning like I'm a high school runner as well. So for sure. How about Nike Elite Camp, man? How was like your overall experience with that, man?
Dude, Nike Elite Camp was the coolest thing ever. I don't think that I've ever had. Well, I should turn my Xbox on. I didn't mean to do that. I just meant to charge my controller. Stop it. Sorry. Nike Elite Camp was awesome. Like, it was so cool because you got so much stuff. Like, you got so much experience,
Right.
and you're hanging out with some pretty cool people. Like, I made really good friends with Sydney Thorvaldson and Matt Strangio. That's where Matt and I became super close. Love that guy.
That's dope, man. So chill too.
Yeah, I became really close with him, and I became even closer with EJ and like Ryan Shoppy. I really, really liked Ryan Shoppy, and it was just awesome. You know, I met Cruz there, who's going to be my teammate next year, and
Both beasts at the mile.
yeah, he's insane.
Mhm.
Guy's incredible. Like, early indoor season, he's running 4 flat, point
Right.
like
Crazy.
0.0001.
Right.
Like, at that point, as the timer, I'm just going to give him a 3:59.
Yeah, and he should have, man.
But yeah, Elite Camp was awesome because, you know, you got to stay in one of the greatest facilities in America, and like it was just so involved and so well planned, and the weather was awesome.
Oh yeah.
And like, it was sunny the entire time, and we played a bunch of spike ball, and Easton was doing his video stuff, and it was really fun. And, you know, we did like the Olympics. My trophy's downstairs. Yellow team won the Olympics. It was pretty cool. No big deal. We got absolutely smacked in tug of war. And then we came back in volleyball. Nice. We won volleyball, and that was awesome because Ryan Shoppy is a god at volleyball. Like, hidden talent of that guy, he's insane. Because like he served a bunch. That guy just doesn't miss. Something about, you know, being in Texas and that just being his thing, I guess. He's just really good at it. I sucked. I'm terrible at volleyball. I can't lie. I had one really good save though. It bounced off like Brooke's like shoulder, Brooke Robber. It bounced off her shoulder, and it was gonna go out, and I hit it with my forearm, and it landed like right next to EJ, and I was like, take that. And then the final events were like backyard games, like the potato sack race, like the 3-legged race, the spoon or the egg on a spoon thing. We did a ping pong ball, and like nobody knew what they were doing. But not to brag, but in Idaho, that's like our thing. Like those are all our things. Like I grew up doing that. So we won that, and that was a lot of fun. Like, you see the video, I don't know if it ever came out, but there was a video of like me and Matt racing each other. And
we back.
Oh, wait, did I connect?
Yeah, you on.
Gosh, somebody called me and I tried to end the call and it ended this call. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. That happened once when I was doing like a phone call with the meeting, for sure. It's all good, man.
Yeah, I was like, I gotta prop my phone up again.
There's like so many icons and you're just trying to pick which one, like, and like there's like a lot. I know what you mean.
Yeah. I pressed the hang up button and it was like call ended, and I was like, well, which call was ended? Both of them. I was like, oh, awesome. Thank you.
All good. We sing about like Matt.
Oh yeah, racing Matt. And he like toppled to the ground and I just kept going. And that was, I'm pretty sure it was Matt that I raced.
Got you.
What?
Go ahead.
And then we did Top Golf. Top Golf was also very fun.
Oh, that looked fun. I haven't gone.
I'm terrible at golf, but we had the elaborate plan to set up like 4 golf balls, and I just hit like one after another. And I missed the first one, hit, missed the last one, and then I just threw it. That video is actually pretty funny. I enjoyed that. That was a really good day. Miss those people.
Sure, man. Dude, golf is so hard. Like, I actually went golfing like for the first time on an actual golf course. Like, I think last week. Dude, it's like literally the hardest sport I've played, man. Like I'm pretty like athletic and decent in all sports, but besides golf, man, just like, dude, I think if I practice a lot, then I'll be like okay about it. But like, dude, straight off the bat, dude, it's so like you need so much practice. It's so hard, dude. It's like so much.
It really is
technique, for sure. I was wondering for like Nike Elite Camp, like were you like it's a lot about like connecting with other runners and fellowship as well. Like was there anything that you surprised from um any from like someone that you didn't know that well or like yeah
Um,
or like maybe like personality or like some like just who they are or just in general.
I I don't know. I I was surprised that more people were more introverted than I thought they would be.
Oh,
So
for
I'm a
real?
pretty extroverted person, and it's like
Yeah.
I'm on like crack half the time. Not literally. I don't actually do drugs. That's terrible. But like I was just so like excited and hyper. It was like I was a kid
Yeah.
in a candy shop the entire time. So it surprised me that people like were so mellow,
Oh,
like
really?
all
Okay.
across the way. The only person that could like match me and exceed me was definitely Brooke. That girl has energy.
Oh, Brooke
Like
Ross?
you get her excited and she just goes. She's awesome. That
Yeah.
girl has just so much energy.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was surprised that more people were more introverted than I thought they'd be.
Mm.
And yeah, that's about it. I learned that Nico is very good at cooking, and
Oh, sure.
everybody knows that now.
Great.
But I learned that during Nike Elite Camp that like, yeah, this guy's pretty good at cooking.
Mhm.
Um, I was surprised at that because I didn't know that like, you just don't expect people to be good at cooking because I'm terrible at it. But
Oh,
apparently he's just really good. Like I don't know many people that can say like, yeah, I'm actually good at cooking.
right.
Um, I learned that me and Easton are pretty good at doing like this sideways like jump thing.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Okay.
Um, I did not know that Cole Sprout wore glasses
Oh, he does.
until I roomed with him at Elite Camp.
Mhm.
And funny thing about Elite Camp, we were taking pictures
Uh,
and this guy didn't know Carter Solomon's name.
oh, for
So he said, Cole to the left 5.
oh.
Can you please turn? And we were like, wait, what? And we counted it out. And oh my gosh, it
That's
was
nice.
so funny.
Gotcha.
Cole to the left 5. Can you please turn your shoulder? Like we all were like, wait, who's Cole to the left 5? And it was Carter. And like he didn't know any of our names except for Cole and Nico. And I was like,
Right.
man, that sucks.
That disrespect.
It was so disrespectful. And like all the girls had coordinated like what they'd wear. Like because the shirt, the windbreakers we got were pretty see-through.
Right.
But none of the boys had coordinated because, boys, we don't really think about that. So all of our stuff was mismatched and you could see it underneath our shirts. Like some people were wearing the Nike Elite one. Some people were wearing the blue shirt. Some people were wearing the camo one.
Gotcha.
Like just a bunch of goofballs.
Gotcha. When you talk about like Mello, how about Fiona, man? Very outgoing.
Fiona is pretty outgoing, but she's like very smart with what she says.
Okay.
Like I'll spew out a bunch of stuff and some of it doesn't even make sense. I don't even know what I'm saying sometimes.
Huh.
But she's very like articulate and like smart.
Oh yeah,
Like
sure.
she knows what she's saying.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, she's
Very
dope.
good presence of mind.
Yeah, I think she's like out of everybody like I know personally in the interview as well. Like definitely say like she's one of the most like chillest person I know. For
Yeah.
sure, man. Wait, what do you guys like dorm like at not in camp like somewhere like yeah? Where do you guys normally dorm at for Nike Elite?
For Nike Elite Camp?
Or like
it's just a hotel. Like
tell me.
Yeah, it's a hotel like pretty close to the Nike campus.
Oh, okay.
And we just like we bus there and bus back. Not like a big bus, just like a little bus.
Got you. Nice for sure. I was wondering, how's the college process like for you? Was it pretty like stressful, man, or just like visiting so many colleges or like trying to break it down, or was it pretty smooth and easy process for you?
I'll be honest, college, I don't really get stressed out about much. I just don't really let things get to me. I like to stay simple-minded. But college, it really wasn't that stressful because from the gate, I kind of knew that I wanted to go to UW. Like from their first text message, I still have the first letter they sent me. It's like a handwritten one. I keep it pretty close. And, right from the gate, I kind of knew that it was between like UW, NAU, and BSU, Boise State, the Idaho college. And I was willing to let like more colleges in like as they came, but I didn't really want to go east. Like I knew that right away. I wanted to stay like Northwest and like maybe expand to Midwest, but that was like I was cutting it off at like Oklahoma. And I didn't really want to go to like the Michigan area. It's cold. Not really a cold kind of guy. So it wasn't really that stressful because as soon as I really got into contact with Andy Powell and Coach Chris, it was like right, like it just clicked. And you know, like from like probably like the third conversation I had with Andy Powell and Coach Chris, I knew that I wanted to go to UW.
Oh yeah.
But even if I had said right then and there, like, hey, I'm going to your college, they would have said, no, you're not. Like, we need you to be 100%. Because like they didn't want me unless I was 100% sure, which is totally respectable. And I wasn't 100% sure because, you know, NAU, BSU, and then Oklahoma State University started talking to me. So Coach Justin Duncan started talking to me. I really liked him. He was a really good assistant coach. I really liked him. He could go from coach to like a really, like when he talked to my parents, for example, very respectful, like really knew what he was doing, like very cool. I really liked that. But, you know, it just came down to who seemed to want it more, I guess, and where I fit better. And, you know, being from Seattle, they already have the upper hand. I have family there. It's really close to home. And, you know, I kind of already know the area. It just, that's just what it was. And so it wasn't really that stressful because I already had a good idea of where I wanted to be and where I could see myself at. And, you know, being under a coach like Andy Powell is just incredible.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you hear good things about a lot of good coaches, and yeah, they're pretty good, I'll admit.
Special, man.
And you know, there's some legendary coaches coming out of Oklahoma, NAU, BSU, like any school that you can name, really.
Right.
But I heard Andy Powell, and I was like, wow, that's really attractive to me. And like the team, oh my goodness, I know like half the team already. Like UWashington, I freaking love that guy. Like I know Cruz, I know Leo, I know Sam, I know pretty much everybody on the team. And yeah, I'm going to meet some new people, but I'm ready for that. I'm really excited. And yeah, it was more exciting than stressful, I'd say, because it was just like, again, kid in a candy shop, whole new world opening up, and I was just ready for it.
Right. Yeah, dude, it's definitely like the Palace, man. Something special. Like, what would you say, like, from, like, I mean, like, man, like the Palace just so much history and some special coaches. What would you say, like from your experience later on, like the biggest thing that you're gonna learn and like look forward to, like growing and learning from like the Palace leadership and coaching?
Oh man, I mean, I'm not really sure what I should be looking forward to because they haven't really given me any hints yet. Because they're kind of keeping it like a mystery. Like it's kind of a learn as you go kind of thing.
Right.
And so I think I'm looking forward to learn whatever they're going to throw at me. I think that's what it is. I'm just eager to know what they want me to know and what they're going to teach me.
Got you. Well, if you don't mind me asking, like, and sharing, like, what did they like wrote that really stood out to you from their letter?
From their letter? Well, it was just the first handwritten letter I'd ever received. And let me see if I can find it. I'm pretty sure it's like right here.
Okay.
It's actually not right there. I lied. But it's okay. So I have this little Christmas bag of stuff. So it's actually right here. So here's the letter. You know, it's obviously pretty cool from the start. It says dogs on the back. And it's handwritten to me. And basically it just says like, hey, I've been following your career. Like, I really think that you're an impressive runner, even though you're just a sophomore. Congratulations for all you've done already. We've heard some great things about you as a person and as a runner, and we're really interested in you. And we think that you'd fit in really well with the team. And I think that, and they also left their cards. I thought that was kind of nifty. But I think that what really like the letter, what really meant a lot to me is that they mentioned like, we really like you as a person and that you'd fit well with the team. Like they're not so interested in, me being fast, even though that's a huge part of it.
Right.
But they're like, yeah, you're a good kid. Like you don't hear that from many people. Not like I'm a bad kid and everybody hates me, but I mean, like when coaches talk to you, it's more like we're trying to get to know you. But they already had like an idea like, oh, well, this kid seems pretty good. We've heard some good things about him. Like that's the first thing that I really recognized was they're less interested in how fast I am because they feel they can build that up and more interested in what they don't have to build up, like with who you are.
Got you.
And that was really cool. And that's what I really appreciated.
Right. It's kind of like the relationship, like either like athlete or coach or like with an agent or manager, like instead of like viewing them as kind of like a product of like trying to like benefiting from like from their talent or their speed, but really like as that personal connection of as a person instead of like the outcome or what they're gonna get out of the person. For sure, man.
Yeah, it was really refreshing. And like when you talk to them, they're not like, oh, you're gonna do this and we as a team are gonna win this and this. It's like, well, yeah, we've got a plan and we'll get it done. We're just focused on making sure everybody's happy. And that's what I really, really liked. Gotcha. Was it really was keeping like the family aspect together, even while we're, running super hard, doing training and kicking butt.
Nice. What would you say is like, oh, sorry. Oh, what are you majoring? Planning to?
I don't have a major yet.
Okay.
But for my minor, I've decided that it's going to be criminal justice studies. Okay. Because I did this like survey thing just to see like what jobs would interest me just based on like my answers. And I got border patrol agent. Oh, kind of cool. And when I saw that, I was like, dude, that's actually super dope. That sounds like something I'd love to do. I would love to do that. Like, I'd love to serve the community and like do stuff for the country. I've always been like pulled towards like a military aspect of life. I've always wanted to join the military. Like every kid wants to, but then to carry that on through your life. But obviously I can't because, I'm a runner unless like I really hope to go pro. Like that's my tunnel vision.
Gotcha.
And if I go pro, I'm going to doubt that I'll ever be in the military, but if I can be in the police force, that'd be awesome. Gotcha. Like I want to give back. And yeah, but majoring in, I have no clue. Probably like PE. Just kidding.
How about how's the dining halls UW, man?
The dining halls?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I only got a virtual tour.
Oh shoot, that's right. Oh my bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man, sucks. Got you, man. Yeah, how was that?
Yeah,
was it kind of hard?
I'm sure it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, for sure. Got you. So I know that UW has like a separate cafeteria specifically for athletes. When I saw that run in space video, which is dope. It's like a lot of the top college has that, but some colleges don't. So yeah, cool. I was wondering, are you planning to join any clubs, man, or just school and running, man?
Just school and running. I'm gonna treat it like a full-time job.
Gotcha.
I don't really want to get distracted. I already promised myself I won't join a frat. I'm going to make it like a job, not like a stressful job, just like,
I know what you mean. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Because I want to get stuff done. I want to stay good. I want to be smart. And I want like something I can look back on and be like, yeah, I did pretty well. I had at least a B, like at least straight B's. Like, I don't want to leave being like, oh man, I tanked that year. I barely managed to get by that year. Like, and I understand that'll probably happen, but yeah, my main focus is school and running. I'm all in on those.
Got you. What are you looking forward to the most or like excited for?
This is going to sound crazy, but I am so excited to not be the best on the team. I am so excited for that. I don't want to be the guy that everybody really looks up to. Like I want something different, like it's really awesome. I love leading people and I love learning from people and I love being somebody that, people seem to look up to, but I'm just so excited to have somebody else to look up to, like multiple people that I can learn from. Cause those guys are gonna have so much more experience than I have, and I'm just so excited. I'm excited to be on a team that like is just so much better than I am. You know, like I want to grow into them,
Sure.
and not like, yeah, I just want to grow into them. I'm really excited for that, and I'm excited for, you know, a change of scenery.
Got you. It's beautiful up there, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Nice. I was wondering, like when you meet up with coaches, right? Like what separates one coach and another? When you're talking to like different coaches, and like especially when they're like all good as well. Great.
I think that when it comes to deciding what college you're going to and coaches, it really comes down to who they are. I feel, because, you know, most coaches are going to treat you pretty similarly. I mean, obviously there's difference in training. I mean, some coaches will load you on with like 90-mile weeks, and some coaches will barely put you on to 60-mile weeks. And, you know, there's a limbo with workouts and how much you do. And I guess that's pretty important. But I feel like for me, what it came down to was respect, like both ways. Like, how much do I respect them? How much are they respecting me, even though I'm a kid? And how much they talk about themselves, because, you know, you get to some colleges and some coaches and they're like, oh, we've done this, and this in the past 10 years. Like, we've done this and we're doing that, and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. It's like, well, personally, that's really cool to hear all you guys have done.
Right.
But I'm less concerned about what you have done, and more versus what you are doing right now.
Gotcha.
Not what you will do, like what you're planning on doing or what you have done, but what you are doing right now. Because I think the present is the most important thing. Because, you know, NAU won back-to-back cross-country champions, and everyone was like, oh, they're going to do it next year. And then what happened in the present is what matters, because they didn't win. BYU did. And that, you know, that was just a bad race for them, I think.
Right.
But when it comes to your coaching, it's like Andy Powell was like, this is what we're doing right now. This is what we want to do, but we know that it might not be that way. But this is what we're doing right now. We didn't even talk about the past. Like, I don't really know what they've done in the past, except for what I've seen on TV and like looked up.
Gotcha.
But like, the only story that he's really ever told me was like a little personal one about the one and only Matthew Centrowitz. But that's like it.
Oh, wow.
He was like, this is how we are. This is how we're going to be. Like, this is what our program is. This is what we hope to do. And this is what we are doing right now to get there.
Got you.
So I think that that's the most important thing, and like how open they are to talk to you. Because I asked some pretty good questions, I think. And my stepdad especially asked some pretty like straightforward, like, what is your answer questions? And they were all really good answers. Like, I'll be honest, if this is kind of personal about myself, but if you give me an inch, I'm going to take a mile. I'm a slacker at heart. Like, before my freshman, okay, this is actually kind of funny and kind of ridiculous. Some people are going to think I'm stupid, but before my national race freshman year, I ate a bowl of Fruit Loops. And that's it, because nobody told me no. I ate a bowl of Fruit Loops before a national race. And I won, but like, I don't think I should have based on what I did. But like, yeah. So like, we told him that, and he was like, yeah, well, this is your schedule. Like, here's what we are doing right now to make sure that this is what it is. And like, he told me some of the workouts they're doing, and he was just really like, okay, yeah, like, I'm not going to make you be whipped, but here's how it's going to be, versus other coaches that were like, oh no, like, that's not acceptable. Like, you have to change that. Like, I can't change who I am. But sorry, I kind of got sidetracked with that one. I get sidetracked a lot.
No worries, man. That's interesting here, because like the Pals, they got so much history, man, and so much success, and like of not like, you know, like talking that much about it besides, you know, the story of Matt. It's pretty interesting here, man. That's interesting. Dang.
Yeah. Well, I think it just says a lot about them. Like, they're not so inflated they're like, yeah, we've done that, but we want to do more.
Gotcha.
And we're not focusing on that. Like I talked to a couple coaches that I won't name, but they were just so focused on their past. It was like they didn't really, like they were going off the past to write their future. And I just don't think that that correlates with each other.
Got you.
Because what you did 10 years ago doesn't matter now.
Exactly.
Because like, look at the training that Roger Bannister did to break 4. We're doing like 3 times that in high school.
Right.
I mean, like, I know that that's like 70 years of difference, but you know, it changes pretty quickly. I mean, just the volume and everything, like it changes really quickly.
Right.
Because you look at the NAU boys and they just do so much to get where they are. And it's never let's look back on 2001. Like, let's look back last year and how we changed there, and let's change from there.
Right. Got it.
I just don't think that looking in the past was where the answers were.
Right. I agree, man. I was wondering, do you have like goals in mind or not really, man?
For college?
Yeah, man.
I want to bring home a team NCAA title. That's my only goal so far, is to bring home a team title. Awesome. That's what I want to bring to the table.
Got you. I was wondering in college, like one of the big things like is about like growth and like growing as a person. Like how do you want to like grow as a person and like just you graduate?
Growing as a person, I think it's just going to be like play it by ear. I mean, I'm not sure what my flaws are yet because I haven't really done a deep personal look, but I'm sure that those are going to be revealed through my college years. And I'm just excited to grow as however I'm going to grow, you know, because like you said, you do a lot of growing in college. And yeah, I have no clue how I want to grow. I just know that it's going to be there.
I was wondering, like, what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind, you know, as a high school runner as well, you know, transitioning to college, and also legacy you want to behind as a college person and runner as well?
Well, for high school, the legacy I want to leave is somebody who broke 4. That's an obvious goal that I think a lot of runners have right now.
For sure, man.
But that's definitely one that I want to leave. I want to leave a legacy that's not like I was so involved with running that I couldn't pay attention to my friends or have a conversation with somebody. And, you know, there's this country song, Humble and Kind. It's literally just what it's about. That's what I want to leave behind. Like something that's not like, oh yeah, I'm showing up to this race. My name's Nathen Green. I'm the coolest guy ever. I just want people to know, like, I'm still human, and I want to leave behind something where people can look back and be like, yeah, he was effing weird, but we respect him.
Gotcha, man.
You know, like we understood him as a person, I guess. I don't know.
No, man.
Like you could have a conversation with me, but you could still understand that I'm serious about running.
Gotcha.
Like, because some people just get too involved in running and they let that like consume their lives.
Right.
That's weird.
Not healthy, man.
Not about that.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
Like just the other week, me and my buddies were just messing around and we were wrestling and I got suplexed so hard I was like out of it. My friend Spencer, the one that I played football with, actually gave me like a rug burn on my elbow and like hit me in the mouth a couple times, but like stupid stuff, like going off-roading and getting stuck in the mud in a 2-wheel drive truck that's not supposed to go mudding, like just stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Like some people go to bed and they just don't ever have fun. Sounds boring.
Right. Got you. I was wondering, like, what you say is like who's your inspiration in life, man?
Ooh, wow, that's tough. Wow. My inspiration in life, I have multiple people, honestly. Wow. Oh crap. My inspiration in life. Does it have to be one person or can it be multiple?
Multiple, man.
Okay. Also, one of the stupid things I did, I chipped my tooth the other week and I just had it replaced. But just another one of the stupid things. Don't ever get too caught up in running not to chip a tooth every now and then.
What happened?
My friend hit me in the mouth.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Not Spencer. It was actually my friend Jaron, but that's a story for a different time. But my biggest inspiration. Oh, wow. Well, I'm going to start it off with my mom.
Mhm.
Because, there was a time when she was a single mother and we didn't really have much. We were kind of struggling. And, she didn't really complain that much. She didn't complain at all, actually. She just kept her head down. She worked for us. She cared for us as best she could. And she did a damn good job.
Mhm.
My mom was one of the best women in my life. I love her with all my heart, and I'd do anything for her. And she's one of my biggest inspirations because no matter what was going on in her life, she made sure that the people that were closest to her were happy and healthy.
Mhm.
And she still does that, even through all the stuff she goes through. And she makes sure that everybody around her and her family is happy and healthy. And that's one of the greatest things that I look up to,
Sure.
is just how awesome she is.
Mhm.
Another person that I really look up to is my stepdad. He is oh shoot, sorry, I gotta grab my charger. um, he came from a country, Bosnia, and it was really hard for him because he didn't know the language. He didn't know English. He came to America not knowing anything. It was really hard for him because his whole family struggled.
Mhm.
Like, they came knowing nothing, and they had to build a life for themselves to survive. And I admire that because he's worked so hard to get where he is, and he works so hard to teach me discipline, and he makes sure that I get stuff done. He makes sure that I know when to do it, how I'd get it done on time, make sure I'm responsible about things. And he's one of my greatest inspirations because he never quits. When something is going on, he does not quit until it's done. He makes sure to get it done right, and he makes sure he does it right the first time. And if he doesn't do it right the first time, he goes back and does the whole thing over again, start to finish, not just the part that he didn't do right. And I'd really admire that. I have a bunch of inspirational people, but another one is probably Coach Tim. No, it's definitely Coach Tim, not probably, because that guy's been around forever and he has so much knowledge about so many things. And yet he still takes the time to explain things, even though he's done it a million times and he's been through this cycle so many times with so many different runners. He takes the time for every single runner to make sure that they understand what they're doing.
Okay.
And I really admire that. And just as old as he gets, he still ceases to amaze me with how young he seems, because he's always so bright and happy, and he's always doing the best he can for people.
Mhm.
And then Jimmy Lee, one of my good running buddies, he's one of my inspirations because, again, he works hard, he doesn't quit, and he just has a drive that I don't see in very many people. I'll try to shorten the list. Zach Gary, I'll make this my final one.
Gotcha.
Zach Gary, because, again, doesn't quit. He always does it right. And unlike me, if there's nobody to run with, he still runs. He still gets out there. He still does what he's told without being, forced to do it. He makes sure to do it right, and he doesn't complain. He just does it. And he wakes up early, gets his stuff done, goes to bed late, but he still gets it done. Like, he always makes it fun. There's never a dull moment with Zach around. He's always there to celebrate your accomplishments, and he's also there to make fun of you when you do bad. I've experienced that firsthand. Like, sometimes he'll make fun of my heart. Super sensitive topic, but it's funny. He's like when I don't want to do a workout, he's like, "Oh, what are you gonna do? Fake a heart injury?" I think it's so funny. Like, oh, geez, now I have to finish the workout.
Gotcha.
And those are definitely my inspirations, because they just don't quit and they're resilient, and all the things that they've done to make me who I am is just insane, because they don't ask for anything in return. Any of those people, they just give.
That's awesome.
They just give, and it's awesome. And the best I can do is just say thank you and appreciate them and give back to them in any way I can. But no matter what I do, I don't think I'll ever be able to thank Zach enough for getting me into cross country, or Tim for giving me all the tools I need to be good, or, my mom for giving me the life that I have, or my stepdad Admir for giving me the life I have.
Awesome, man.
Or
What's your favorite games, man? You said you play Warzone, right?
Oh yeah, I'm a big Call of Duty guy.
Nice. Dude, we should play sometime, man. Like later on,
Fine.
the break. And I'll play. We should play. Have you played with Matt?
Oh yeah, I have.
Nice.
He's
Yeah,
such
same.
a sweat. That guy is so good at it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, we should play like do some quads, me, you, Matt, and also play with Thomas. Have you played with Thomas? Thomas Boyden?
Thomas Boyden?
Yeah.
I think I've played with him once.
Oh, okay. Yo,
Yeah, he's
let's get
pretty fun.
squad
I
in.
like Thomas.
Got you. Yeah, dude, his brother's insane. His little brother. I play with him. Dude, he's so good. He's crazy. I say, like, he's only one like seventh grade, and I'll say it's like him and his friends are like best players that everybody that I ran in duels, quads, or like trios with. So good. But we should definitely play sometimes, man, for sure.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
What's your other games you like to play, man?
Me and my friends play Minecraft.
Okay.
We all got this game called World War Z. It's like the movie World War Z, and you just face against hundreds and thousands of zombies. Play Gears of War, which is like an older game. I've started to play the Wii again with my little brothers. We play Lego Star Wars and stuff like that. I'm trying to teach them the ways of, 2007.
Gotcha.
And yeah.
Do you have Cold War, right?
I don't yet, actually. I'm getting paid Friday, and when I do, I'm buying Cold War first thing.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. I was gonna buy it last week, but instead I bought a $200 pair of boots.
Oh dang.
So yeah.
Gotcha, man.
Merry Christmas.
How about what's your favorite movies and TV shows, man?
Favorite movie? Ooh. Okay, I'll go with favorite show first. Definitely The Ranch. It's pretty funny. It's like that 70s show, but make it redneck.
Got it.
And if not The Ranch, definitely The Avatar, the cartoon version.
Oh,
very,
for sure.
very iconic, classic. I could watch it forever.
Oh yeah.
Favorite movie? Forrest Gump, of course.
Classic.
Simple-minded, pretty neat guy. Ooh. I'm trying to think of movies that I've watched recently, but I'm pulling a blank.
It's all good, man. It happens.
Dude, why is this so hard? I would literally watch Netflix all the time. What's shoot? I can't even remember it, but I know who's it. Oh, Django Unchained.
Okay.
That's like a really like a Western, but it's like a really bloody Western. Don't watch it unless you're like mentally prepared for that. But like, I like Westerns a lot. Those are pretty cool movies. Like John Wayne. And I don't know. Yeah, that's about it. Scooby-Doo. Yeah. I'll go with a good Scooby-Doo movie over most movies anytime.
Have you seen Legend of Korra?
I don't want to watch that because Aang isn't in it.
Wait, Aang? Wait. Well, older version comes up.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems weird because like I just don't want to watch something Netflix is putting out just because they want to make money. Because sometimes they do that and it's not very good.
Check it out, man. Actually, it's really good. It's really interesting.
Really?
If you do, let me know.
I'll trust you.
Actually, like, I mean, some people miss feelings, but actually, if you look it up, it has good ratings too. So like, it's pretty interesting. The development's
Fine, I'll watch it instead of doing homework. Goodness.
Okay, but yeah, when you get the chance, man, let me know, man, if you do like. But yeah, it's dope. And last question, man. What do you want your legacy to be in life, man?
In life?
Yeah.
Ooh. Man.
Dropping that deep question.
Life. Wow. Well, somebody who worked hard for what they have. They didn't take it for granted like I used to. Somebody that appreciated who gave them what they have, and somebody that wasn't so focused on what they were trying to get that they ignored who helped them get to what they wanted to get. Somebody who wasn't afraid to get into the mud like literally in the mud. Total a car just for the fun of it. I'm thinking about doing that actually. My truck is on the brink of me just wanting to just flip it in the mud. Dangerous though. Don't actually do that. Somebody that wasn't afraid to have fun and wasn't afraid to get into a bar fight every now and then, standing up for what they believe in. I think that's what I want to leave with. Somebody who worked hard, was straight up and honest, and stood up for what they believed in, even if it wasn't popular.
Got you, man. Hey, man, dude, thank you so much for taking time for this interview, man. It was a great conversation.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you, dude.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
For sure, man. All right, man. Well, take care, dude. Have a great one.
You too. Bye.